Howdy folks. This one's going to be about what is an EMP and what are the top 4 things you need to make it through that point. Coming up next. Howdy folks, Desert Horizons here, AZ Off-Grid Unplugged, trailer, RV, cabin. Still in the process, we'll get there. Today's thing is going to be all about what is an EMP and the top 4 things that you need to make living past that acceptable. Now, preparing for an EMP is a little bit different than an SHTF in that EMP is basically all about electronics and all that sort of stuff. SHTF is just everything going down. But I'm assuming that you've already got your other preps in place, your foods, your security, your land, your water, all that sort of stuff should already be taken care of and set aside somewhere, somehow. Of course, an EMP is an electromagnetic pulse that can come from several places. One is, like, local EMP can happen when lightning strikes your transformer outside, whoosh, fries all your electronics. Nationwide can happen, say, if North Korea decides to launch a nuclear bomb and set it off up in the atmosphere somewhere. And of course, if the bomb goes off, it fries all small electronics. Basically anything made since 75, vehicles made since 75, almost all electronic, because the circuitry is getting so small. Older cars should be able to make it. This is going to be, to me, my personal, top 4 things to survive an EMP. First thing you got to understand, there'll be no electricity anywhere. Anywhere. That means no lights, no street lights, no house lights, no nothing. So if it happens, hopefully it wouldn't happen in the middle of the winter, but if it happens at night, how are you going to see to get around? Takes a while for the eyes to adjust, and I don't know if you've ever watched Survivor, but those guys are sleeping on the beach at night with all those bugs and everything crawling all over them. I'd like to see what they are. So my first most important thing for SHTF or EMP events is after SHTF, I'm sure, but an EMP event, flashlights. Lots and lots of flashlights. Usually I can get these at Walmart or so for like 7 of them for like $3 when they're on sale. So I've got several packages of those. We bought several of these individual ones. But to me, being able to see at night is one of the most important things to get through after EMP. The next most important thing is batteries to power that. So this is going to be just, all this stuff is going in a Faraday cage, so it has to be fairly small, of course, because I'm not going to take up a whole big room for all this stuff. But 4 AAA batteries to fit my flashlights would be, to me, one of the most important things to have to keep the flashlights going. And a solar battery charger to charge those batteries up. This would be number 3 in my opinion. Just the fact that you obviously need a way to charge up your batteries for the flashlights so you can see. And this will also charge up batteries for a radio. And I believe a radio is one of the most important things to find out if civilization ever comes back. Because it's like that bomb scare or whatever it was they had in Colorado recently. All these people took off, went and sheltered in place. If they didn't have a radio, they would have never known that it was a false alarm. Last thing you want to do is get out to your bug out location, no radio, no way of communicating, and hang out there for 10 years just to find out it was only about a 3-hour event. So, yeah, that would be. And then, of course, optional is an inverter, because I'm going to take this out of the box. This is a small inverter. This is another redundant seat of the backup that I have for the main one. So this will be, like I said, go into a Faraday cage to make sure that we can charge stuff up. We're also going to have a small 14-inch laptop in there with some information on it that will maybe benefit us. and then something to occupy our time. If I mean, you don't have to be online to play around with the computer. And if it survives, it survives. If it doesn't, it doesn't. It cost us $109 this last Christmas for a brand new 14-inch Dell computer. Couldn't turn it down. So again, those are, to me, the most important things. But the most important thing is a flashlight to get through when it's pitch dark and you're trying to find your way around anywhere. All right, there's a book all about what it would be like to survive an EMP. It's called 1 Second After, wherever the author is. Tommy from Off Grid Nation, really good channel, you should check it out, Off Grid Nation, recommended this probably about 2 years ago, I guess, and we ordered it from Amazon, I think it was. Really good book, especially the first half. The second half, it gets, I mean, it's still good read, but the first half is about what would happen immediately upon an EMP. The second half is a story of them going on through their lives 6 months later, a year later, 2 years later, which is all good, but... Alright, that's it. Again, 1 Second After. Go check out Off Grid Nation.